morning, my dear students. You are welcome to our revision class. Today we are going to revise Chapter 5 Supply, Section 3. It's about cost, revenue, and profit maximization. Main objectives for today's lesson are describe four key measures of cost, explain two key measures of revenue, and apply incremental analysis to business decisions. Skills that students would need to acquire today's lessons: good time management, concentration, Microsoft Office, basic knowledge. For today, we would need Excel, completion of assignments. Let's start. Introduction. Today we are talking about profit. What means profit? Each and every business has a huge motive to work. It's a profit, to make money. Profit is the making of gain in business activity for the benefit of the owners of the business. Generally, profits are the primary measure of the success of any business. Profit maximization is a short-run or long-run process by which a firm determines the price and the output level that returns the greatest profit. Profit maximization refers to the sales level where profits were the highest. You might assume that the higher the sales level, the higher the profit, but sometimes it's not true. Now, here we have few factors that affect profit. Factor number one, market share, brand image, competition, product life cycle, economic growth, exchange rate, cost of production. Here, some definitions. The process that companies undergo to determine the best output and price levels in order to maximize its return. The company will usually adjust influential factors such as production costs, sales prices, and output levels as a way of reaching its profit goal. There are two main maximization methods that we will use: marginal cost minus marginal revenue method and total cost minus total revenue method. Profit maximization is a good thing for a company, but sometimes it can be a bad thing for consumer if company decides to use cheaper products or decides to raise prices. Important term that we'll use this lesson: profit. As you can see from the formula, profit is measured by total revenue minus total cost. From the image here, we can see your income minus all your costs or all your expenses will lead you to profit or maybe loss. So, total revenue minus total cost is a general formula to find profit. Here, it's a small example of profit finding calculation. For example, you are selling 5 necklaces, $5 each. The cost of purchase for each necklace for you was $3. So what will happen? You're giving your customers money, $5 for 5 necklaces. 5 times 5, you will get $25 as your revenue. But what about the cost, total cost of your necklaces? $3 times 5, you're getting 15. From these numbers, we can see that profit will be $25 revenue minus $15 cost. You are coming to $10 remaining. So profit, it's a money that left over once you pay all your bills and all your expenses out of funds that come out from customers, means from all your sales revenue. TR. TR, it stands for total revenue. Total revenue simply means the total amount of money that the firm receives from sales of its product or any other sources of total amount of money that the firm collects in sales. TC, it stands for total cost, all expenses that company must pay for factors of production. Here we're coming to few categories of cost. The first one we're coming, fixed cost, but because of the cost of input influences efficient production decision, a business must analyze costs before making its decision. To simplify decision-making process, cost is divided into several different categories. Fixed cost, or abbreviation FC. It's a cost that the business incurs even if the plant is idle and output is zero. It makes no difference whether the business produces nothing, very little, or large amount. Overhead, its total fixed cost remains the same. Fixed cost includes rent payments, insurance, interest payment. As you can see from the images here, we have some description and examples of fixed costs. Fixed costs do not change as output varies in the short run. Fixed cost has to be paid, whatever the level of sales achieved. The higher the level of fixed cost in a business, the higher must be achieved output in order to break even. Examples of fixed cost: consulting fees, rental cost, marketing budget, research projects. Here, we're coming to calculation of average fixed cost. In front of you, you can see very simple short table, and the only blank fields we have average field cost. How to calculate it? Here, in the center of the screen, you can see your formula. Average fixed cost equals total fixed cost over quantity. Both are given to you. Total fixed cost is given to you here, and as we said, total fixed cost is never changed, it remains the same, so it is 2000 for each category. Output means your quantity. Calculation field of average field cost. We're coming to the first one. 2000 over 0. 2000 over 0. Here, as an answer, we're getting 0. 2000 over 50, as an answer, we're getting 40. 2000 over 100, as an answer, 20. 2000 over 150, 13.3. 2000 over 200, the answer is 10. 2000 over 250, the answer is 8. 2000 over 300, the answer is 6.67. 2000 over 350, the answer is 5.71. 2000 over 400, the answer is 5. As you can see, calculation is very simple. Next one, variable cost. Not like the fixed cost, it's like the fixed cost. Variable cost, of course, is changing. So what means FVC? A cost that changes when the business rate of operation or output changes. What is included in variable cost? Salaries, the cost of raw materials, the cost of advertising. Variable cost examples: costs that relate directly to the production or sales of product. Increasing short-run output will cause total variable cost to rise. Here, average variable cost, again formula the same, total variable cost over output. Variable cost determined by marginal cost of extra units. Examples of variable cost: commission and bonuses, wage cost, component parts, basic raw materials. And here, it's a small quiz, self-quiz for you. Can you please identify for me which of those examples are fixed costs and which one are variable costs? We're coming to the first one. Salaries for contracted staff means people you're hired by contract, no matter what they're working or not working, you must pay salary. So what do you think salaries for contracted staff? Of course, it is fixed cost. Next one, cost of cloud app and other software. Of course, it is fixed cost. Now, next one, providing mobile hardware for staff. It's a variable cost. Cost of running training schemes. Of course, it's variable cost. Next one, we have calculation of total cost and marginal cost. Formula of total cost, it is your fixed cost plus variable cost. Marginal cost. What means marginal cost or MC? It is extra cost incurred when a business produces one extra additional unit of product. The formula of marginal cost is delta TC over delta Q, means change in your total cost over change in your quantity. Let's go. Applying cost principles. How you can minimize your total cost? We have few options. Option number one. The cost and combination of inputs affect the way businesses produce. That's why some companies are trying to minimize total cost. One of the options. Self-service gas station. We have very large fixed cost because of the equipment. We try to minimize our variable cost, means your salaries, and we're coming to relatively small total cost, which will lead you to relatively high profits. Internet stores, e-commerce, electronic business conducted over the internet. Internet stores when we are buying goods online. Small fixed cost plus small variable cost, it will lead you to small total cost, and of course it's coming to high profit. Here you can see example of self-service gas station, and here some of the examples of online shops. Measures of revenue, how we can find revenues. Businesses use two key measures of revenue to find the amount of output that will produce the greatest profit. Total revenue, later we will refer as TR, the number of units sold, quantity, multiplied by the average price per unit, P. Total revenue equals quantity times price. TR equals Q times P. Marginal revenue, MR, it's an extra revenue associated with the production and sale of one additional unit of product. The formula of marginal revenue, the change in revenue over the change in quantity. MR equals delta TR over delta Q. And here, distinguish between total revenue, average revenue, and marginal revenue. Again, we're revising what means total revenue. It's a total receipts of all firms from the sale of any given quantity of output. It can be calculated at the selling price of the firm's product times the quantity sold. Total revenue equals price times quantity. What means average revenue, AR? It's total revenue over quantity. Marginal revenue. Marginal revenue, it's amount of extra revenue which is generated by selling one more unit of a product in a given time period. The formula for MR, again we're revising, it's change in total revenue over the change in quantity. And now we'll be talking about types of profits. We may say that sometimes companies have supernormal profits, extremely high profits. Isn't that good for companies and customers? Let us talk about it. We have few types of economic profit. The first one is abnormal profit. That's a case where total revenue exceeds economic cost. Supernormal economic profit. If a firm makes more than normal profit, it is called supernormal profit. Supernormal profit is also called economic profit and abnormal profit, and is earned when the total revenue is greater than the total cost. Total costs include a reward to all the factors, including normal profit. This means that when total revenue equals total cost, the entrepreneur is earning normal profit, which is minimum reward that keeps the entrepreneur providing their skills and taking risks. But the level of supernormal profits available to the firm is largely determined by the level of competition in the market. The more competition, the less chance there is to earn supernormal profit. And here, we'll be talking about some disadvantages of supernormal profit. It may sound strange. How come? When company is earning supernormal high profit, is it any chance to get some disadvantages of it? Unfortunately, yes. And let's talk about it. The first one, supernormal profit means there is less incentive to be efficient. Supernormal profits Supernormal profits give the resources to raise barriers to entry, higher prices and lower output for consumers. Monopolists may undertake price discrimination to reduce consumer surplus. Monopolies do not produce at most productively efficient point of output, and monopolies may lead to misallocation of resources by setting price above marginal cost. Now we're coming to normal profit, where your price is equal to your total cost. profit or zero economic profit is an amount of revenue needed to cover the cost of employing self-owned resources, implicit costs, including entrepreneurship, or the most or amount of revenue needed to just keep the firm in business. In markets which are perfectly competitive, the profit available to a single firm in a long run is called normal profit. This exists when total revenue (TR) equals to total cost (TC). Normal profit is defined as a minimum reward that is just sufficient to keep the entrepreneur supplying the enterprise. In other words, the reward is just covering opportunity cost that is just better than the best alternative. To the economist, normal profit is the cost and is included in the total cost of production. Normal profit when your price is equal to average total cost. Reasons why companies are trying to aim reasonable profit: preventing entry of competitors, projecting a favorable public image, restraining a trade union demand, maintaining customer goodwill. Now we are coming to practice little more. We should go to our calculation side, and here please, here we are. We have three worksheets to practice calculation. Those three worksheets are uploaded on MIS portal and are very easily accessible for each and every student. Those worksheets are considered as a homework and should be calculated individually. But now we'll go a little bit for practicing to avoid any misunderstanding or any doubts during calculation at home individually. Here, we can see that quantity is given to us, variable cost is given to us, but also same time the total cost is given to us. As you remember, total cost is never changed, so I will copy my total cost and go down. Here, as you can see, it is my new numbers. I will highlight my field just to know which fields I calculated by myself. Here, total cost. What means total cost? It is your fixed cost plus variable cost. But variable cost for now it's zero. Zero. What I'm doing? I'm using my formula. Equals, I'm coming to my fixed cost plus my variable cost, and it's coming 1,500. I need to find each and every field of this one. What I'm doing, I just copy the first line, just scroll down, and I receive all my numbers. I will highlight it yellow, so just to see this field I calculated by myself. Average variable cost. As formula, you remember it is your total variable cost over quantity, and you are getting average variable cost. Again, I'm using formula equal my variable cost divide my quantity. The first is ready. I copy and just keep it down. My answers are ready here. I will highlight my fields in yellow. Average total cost. As you know, average total cost, it is your total cost over quantity. What I'm doing again, I put enter, my total cost divide my quantity. The first is ready. I copy, go down. All my answers are ready. I will highlight it yellow. Marginal cost. Marginal cost, it is your change in total cost over change in your quantity. And let's go, I'm using the formula. Equal, I open my brackets, I'm coming to my current total cost minus my previous total cost. I close my brackets, I go divide, open my brackets, I'm going to my current quantity, which is 100, minus my previous quantity, which was 0. I close my brackets and I put enter. The number is ready. Just let us repeat one more time. equal, I open my brackets, I'm coming to my current total cost minus my previous total cost. I close my brackets, I put sign divide over. I open brackets, coming to my current quantity 200 minus my previous quantity which is 100. I close my brackets and I press enter. My new number is here. So I copy, I scroll it down, everything is ready. So as you can see, when you calculate it in Excel, it's very simple. In case if you cannot, due to some reason, you cannot use your Excel to calculate, you can do it manually, but using the same formulas when you are calculating manually on your calculator. The first worksheet is done. Very good. Let's go to worksheet number 2. Here, you need to find price. Formula is given to you here. You need to find total revenue. Total fixed cost is given to you already. Now, average variable cost, total cost, and profit or loss. To make it a little bit easier, as you remember, my total fixed cost is never changing. So I can easily copy, scroll it down, enter, and I'm getting my numbers. I highlighted yellow to see which one I already calculated. And now I have here my price. Price is given, the formula is given to you. What you do? You press enter, 50 minus 0.0025 times your quantity. My quantity here is 10,000. Enter. So my first price is 47.5. Now I'm coming to my next price. Don't forget, we have different quantity in each row, so your number will be different for each price. Again, 50 minus 0.00025 times, here I have 2,000 and 20,000. Enter. So my second number is ready, and we continue till the end. And the last one, 50 minus 0.00025 times my 70. Done. It's done. I will highlight all my fields yellow just to see which fields I already calculated. Now my formula, total revenue. As you remember, total revenue formula, your quantity times your price. Let's go. Equal my quantity times my price. The first number is ready, and I copy, scroll down. But what I need here, I need to put comma. Yes, just highlight yellow. Excellent. Now, average variable cost, as you remember from formula, you are taking your total variable cost, divide your quantity over quantity, and let's start. Equals total variable cost, divide your quantity, which is 10. Here we are. I just copy and go down. It's done. I highlighted yellow. Total cost. What you are doing, you remember from the formula, it is your total fixed cost plus your total variable cost. We're coming here for the formula. Total fixed cost plus plus, and here your total cost. But here, as you can see from the first line, no need to calculate because it's clear. Total variable cost is 0. That means your total cost will be absolutely equal to your total fixed cost. Here, I am coming copy, scroll down, and it's done. I highlighted yellow. And now the most important, I need to find out which one is profit, which one is loss. Who remembers the formula? It is your total revenue minus your total cost. Yes or no? The first one, here we have no revenue, but we have only total cost. Let us calculate it once again. Here, equal my total fixed cost plus my total variable cost. It is my first total cost. So my profit is, my total revenue here is completely 0. My profit is equal total revenue minus my total cost. And here we are coming to our loss. Copy. Yes, we are done. As you can see, only the first number we had absolutely loss because we had no total revenue, no income at all. Here we are coming to our profit, 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 profit. You are done with the second worksheet. Calculation is done. Excellent. Now, calculation number 3. Your worksheet number 3, which we have in our which we had in our screen. And here you are doing absolutely the same. What was done in worksheet number 1, worksheet number 2, everything what was done here, you are doing the same for worksheet number 3. And let me please come back to our economic book. I will just share it. In economic book, we have theoretical part on page 150, and after that, once theoretical part is done here, we have worksheet calculation. You have empty fields and you have to find out numbers which are missing. Of course, here formulas required for fixed cost, variable cost, total revenue, profit, average total cost, average variable cost, average fixed cost, and marginal revenue. Formulas already were discussed, so these worksheets on page 153 and 154 are given to students as a homework, successfully done and submitted. Here, some fields are missing, so it should be calculated manually without using Excel, but using calculator, manually calculated and written by hand on a workbook, taking picture and submitted to the teacher. Worksheet number 2, here we have same. Some fields are empty and students are requested to find the missing numbers, write it manually, and submit to the teacher as a homework. As a conclusion of the lesson, it's very important to understand that once you can easily find out the revenue of the company, your total cost, you can at least prognose and analyze your profit in future in a short run or in a long run. Thank you for the lesson.